Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and I've made a decision. We are going to start transitioning this series a little bit more. Oh, I've just broken my keyboard, a little parkour path. We're going to start transitioning this series into a little bit more of a building series. We're going to start building a little town here, I think. We're doing an awful lot of achievement hunting on here. That was the goal, but I think I want to start now sort of moving this into a little bit more than that. Because we don't have a storage place. We've got these chests just like randomly here for no apparent reason. There's lots of stuff that we need, and I think one of the things we also need is a fortune pickaxe. I don't actually think that we have one, so I think we're going to start work towards that. So let me grab that, and I did put some iron away somewhere. So yeah, my life is still a little bit hectic at the minute, guys, so I want to kind of like apologize for that. I know that videos have been kind of all over the place, and they will continue to be all over the place for a little while. In this episode we're going to get some levels so we can start getting ourselves enchanted with a better pickaxe and whatnot. So we're going to do that, and I want to talk about something. I want to talk about gambling, a gambling addiction. Because a couple of years ago, my wife battled quite badly with gambling. Now, fortunately for my wife and I, it was only disposable income that she gambled away. So it was money that if it fell out of our pockets in the streets, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It wasn't rent money, it wasn't bill money, it wasn't electric money. It was just simply money that was disposable. You know, we would have spent that on a DVD, a film, maybe a nice takeout or something. We didn't have big plans for that money, but she enjoyed gambling as like a hobby, and it got a little bit bad. But I have a friend, okay, and I'm not going to name my friend, but I have a friend. She's a really good friend of mine. I care a lot about this friend, but she has battled, and she is battling gambling addiction, and it's. I mean, you could say that I'm an enabler, because I help out more than I should with money and stuff, but she's a good friend and I really care about her. But so I wanted to try and understand my friend with gambling, because it's easier to say that, oh, just don't do it, right? You know, and that's easier to say, and I've never battled a bad addiction. Like, I have a bit of a gaming addiction, a bit of a Minecraft addiction. I think about this game a lot, probably more than I probably should think about this game. But you know, I think some people have a Fortnite addiction, and for the most part, these addictions are harmless. You know, me playing Minecraft a lot, that doesn't harm anybody. Doesn't harm my wife, doesn't harm my daughter. You know, as long, you know, I still make time for them, so it's not severe. But when it comes to gambling, well, she has gambled away, my friend. She has gambled away Christmas money. She's gambled away money, birthday money for her daughter and stuff like that that she really shouldn't have. And it's easy for people who's never been in that shoes of having an addiction to point a finger and go, "You just don't do it. It's not that hard." And my friend's sort of biggest issue is scratch cards. Like, she can put a lock on her card. She can close down online accounts and stuff like that, so she can not play on casinos, and she's usually able to abstain from casinos for considerably longer than she does scratch cards when she sort of decides to go cold turkey. And one of the things that she finds so hard is that scratch cards are right there at the till in every single shop in the village that she lives in, and for the village I live in, for that matter of fact. You know, you go into one of these shops, they're there. You know, and I'll admit it. When I buy stuff, I always look at them, and I'm always there thinking, yeah, should I have one? Should I have a little bit of a risk? But with me, it's usually one. And it's usually if I'm buying something and it's like £4 and I'm paying with a £5, I'll just round up. It helps my OCD, and it gives me a little bit of fun. I enjoy it. You know, and I play with scratch cards. I play hoping to win the big prize, and I think a lot of people do. They play hoping to win the big prize, right? Now, the most I've ever won on a scratch card is 30 quid. I've won that once, and I was 16 at the time I won that. And since then, I've won fives. I've won the odd tenner, but for the most part, I win £1 or £2. My friend, the one battling the gambling addiction, she's won hundreds. So I buy a scratch card with the hope of winning the big prize, but with the expectation I will probably walk away with my money back. You know, every time I buy one, I think I'll probably walk away with my money back, because I end up winning my money back most of the time. So for me, if I don't win my money back, it's not a big deal. Now, I think with my friend, I think that because she's won the big prize so many times, well, she's not won the big prize, but she's won a couple of £100 more than a couple of times. I think she goes in with the expectation that she is going to win that prize. Because she's won big, to her it's not something that, it's not a hope, it's actually a reality. You know? And so she knows that if she buys a scratch card, she might win that because she's done it before. She's done it a few times before. We need some more quartz. Whereas I haven't. I've never won it. So I don't feel the itch to buy a scratch card like I need to buy a scratch card. If I buy a scratch card and I lose, that's fine by me. I can just walk away. I don't think twice, you know. I really don't. You know, my poison is probably my big weakness is the cash word scratch cards, because I just really enjoy playing those cards. So I tend to buy a couple more of those than I would normally buy of other scratch cards. But that's because I actually enjoy the game and I get a bit of enjoyment out of playing that card. I play that card not just to win money, but I also enjoy the little game that it is as well. So sometimes I'll buy one of those. But I've never won big. Never. So I don't know what it's like. I don't know that feeling. I don't know that rush. And I can't go and win big on a scratch card. Like, maybe if I went and spent a few £100, I could know what that feeling was like. But I don't want to know it that bad. But this week I sort of sat down and I was like, well, it wasn't this week, it was a couple of weeks ago actually. I decided this, but it was this week I implemented it. I was like, well, my friend, she does these online casinos and she wins. She's won big a handful of times on these online casinos, you know. So maybe I should give it a go. You know, I've never gambled on an online casino, like ever. It's just, it's not for me. It's not that it's a bad thing, and I don't think gambling is a bad thing. You know? But I've been playing, and my idea was I was going to try and put myself in my friend's shoes. So I decided I was going to go in with a reasonable sum of money, so I could know what it was like. And my plan was to put £100 in. I'm going to tell you now. It was to play around with £100. That's quite a lot of money, I know. But I really wanted to know how my friend felt, to see if I could better help her. Like, because a lot of people get on at her when she loses the money. And could you imagine walking down the street and losing £100 out of your back pocket? I mean, you would be gutted. But because she gambled it away, people think that she kind of deserved to lose it. But I don't know what that's like. I don't know what it's like to feel the need to gamble. I don't know what it's like, and I wanted to try and figure out exactly what my friend was going through. Okay, guest, go away. Where's our portal? So I decided I was going to play around with a pretty sum of money, so I could feel that sting if I lost it all. And I just wanted to feel what my friend felt. I wanted to walk a mile in my friend's shoes. So I started a process of saving a little bit of money to make up this £100. I wasn't going to go and take £100 out of my savings and do it. No. If I want to do anything, I always make sure that I have a plan to save up for it. I think we go down here, don't we? Maybe it's up here. So I started saving, but unfortunately for me, I never ended up using that £100 for that. I ended up having some issues going on at the minute. Oh, I probably should take this a little bit more. Yeah, we can go down that side. Look. So my washer broke, my car broke, and it failed its MOT, and there was some more work that needed to be done. So I ended up deciding to put that money to better use. Like I said, I was trying to walk a mile in my friend's shoes. I didn't need to go and gamble that much away. I was going to do it to find out exactly how my friend felt. Now, I ended up only going on an online gambling site with a fiver. I didn't spend too much more. In fact, I didn't spend any more. I spent a fiver. And I started gambling, and I had a little bit of fun, and I kind of enjoyed myself. To an extent that I had a lot of fun. But I didn't win big. But I did more than double my money. I more than tripled my money. I more than quadrupled my money. I put in a fiver. Within the first couple of bets, I'd gone up to about £8, and then I went down to £1, and then I went up to about 5, and then I went down to 3, and then I went up to about 8, and then I went down to 5, and then I went up to about £30. And I decided, okay, that's enough for me. I'm going to take 20 of that. But there's the key thing. I took 20. I didn't take the full 30. I only took 20, and I left myself £10 in the pot to play with. Now, I've figured out exactly how my friend feels. I know what it's like now to win money. I mean, it's still not big, but I enjoyed winning the money. I enjoyed playing around with it. In fact, I enjoyed it so much I think it's becoming a new hobby of mine. But the difference there between me and my friend is it's a hobby for me. Right? It's becoming a hobby. Sorry, guys. It's becoming a hobby for me. And I enjoy it. It's a little bit of fun. But I do not, like right now, I do not feel the need to go on that casino. Okay? I do not feel the need at all to go and jump on that online betting site. It's not actually a casino. It's just a football gambling site. You know, I don't feel the need to go on it. All right? But, you know, I've been having a lot of fun, and in my free time, I've been playing around a little bit with it, and it's been fun. It really has. So now we've got a better pick. Joel, we've got these bookshelves here. Let's put those on. Because I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but they seem to feel like the more books that I have, the better I tend to do. Which one of these is Silk Touch? Ah, tells you there, look. But yeah. So I kind of understood for the first time, sort of like, to a degree, what it's like. I feel proud. You know, I will admit it. I feel very proud that I was able to win my money back. And not just win my money back, but also make a little bit of money. And, you know, I had a lot of fun doing it. I really enjoyed it. And it was easy. You know, I bet on really, I class myself as kind of smart because I bet on really, really low odds. Like, I would bet £1 and it would pay out £1 3p, £1 4p. You know, I didn't bet on a game hoping to win £20 and then get lucky. I was very smart with my bets. And even though I was smart, I did end up losing a couple. But I ended up winning way more. You know. But there was a voice in the back of my head the whole time that, I can't believe I just touched that and I got set on fire. That was like, if you'd have done this with £100, if I'd have done that with 100, I'd have walked away with like £800-900. I would be sitting pretty on a gravy train right now. You know, that would be a sizable portion. You know, and I'm sat here right now thinking to myself, like, hey, you know what? I can go in next week, I can go and take another fiver and I can go and get myself another extra 20 quid. You know, that's what I'm thinking right now. You know, and I mean, a fiver is nothing. So I would probably do it with a fiver, but because of the kind of person I am, I wouldn't do it with a ridiculous amount of money. But if I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what, I can do this. I'm confident that I can turn that fiver into 20. You know, I'm confident in that. But there's this voice in the back of my head that sort of says, yeah, but it's not guaranteed. You did lose a couple of times. It is possible to lose. And it's like, because I've got that voice, it's telling me that it is possible to lose. And because I am a little bit worried that I may lose it, even, I don't know, I'd say I'm 95% confident, 95% confident I wouldn't lose. But I am about 5% worried I would lose. And that 5% being worried is enough for me to stop me from saying, hey, you know what, I'm not going to put my paycheck into this. I'm only going to put a $5. Because if I walked down the street and a $5 fell out my back pocket, I ain't going to miss it. I ain't going to cry over a $5. I'm not going to be happy if a $5 falls out my pocket, but I'm still going to have electric on. I'm still going to have gas in the house. I'm still going to have my eating on. My rent is going to get paid. You know, there's going to be food on my table. And there's still going to be some money in my bank account. You know, a $5 isn't much. But I understand now, like, there is that voice in the back of my head that says, what if you did do this with that 100? What if you did do your original goal? And, you know, I'm like 95% certain that that's the kind of feeling that my friend has. And, you know, whereas I'm listening to the rational side of my brain, I'm letting it sort of like lead me. And it's like, well, because you may lose it all, let's not bet what you will miss. Let's only bet what you're willing to lose. You know, and I'm willing to lose a $5. I've already said that. But, well, let's cross over here. But I think my friend, she doesn't have that voice. And I think there's some people who suffer from a gambling addiction. They either tune that voice out, or they don't listen to it. Like, for example, YouTube. Alright, let's take YouTube for an example. You'll find a wide variety of content creators. Okay? And some of these content creators will not show their faces. They like that privacy. They're worried about what showing their face may do. Others will not even reveal their full name or their own name. They will hide behind a facade, a name here on the platform. You know, like one YouTuber I watch, Wells Knight. As far as I know, he's never revealed his actual name. You know, just bear with me a second, guys. My apologies for that. Basically, my window is right behind where I'm recording. And it's in the evening, actually. It's not very often that I record in the evening. The sun is beaming right through it. And it's making the screen very hard to see. But, yeah. And some people on YouTube, as we were saying about people on YouTube, some people, they don't feel comfortable, like, revealing their name or their faces. They feel it's probably better off if they don't. And there's nothing wrong with that, because like I said, Wells Knight, he's never revealed his name. He prefers to keep that private. I don't know what his reason is, but I'm betting there's a voice in his head that's telling him, don't reveal it for this, and he's listening to it, you know? And I'll admit, you know, that there's this voice in my head that says, maybe you shouldn't tell people your real name's Kyle. Or maybe you shouldn't do a face cam again. Maybe you should keep your face private, so if you ever do grow to millions, you're not pestered in the street all the time. You know, but, you know, I mean, I don't want to walk down the street being constantly pestered. I'm fine if you wouldn't talk to me or anything, but, you know, sometimes it can get a little bit ridiculous for some people. Some people take it a little bit too far. And there's a voice in the back of my head that says, maybe you shouldn't in case that ever happens. But then I don't listen to it. I just tune it out because we're, like, you know, we're near 200 subscribers. We're nowhere near that kind of level of fame or anything like that. So what have I got to worry about? And I just tune it out and ignore it. But some people don't. Some people actually listen to that voice here on YouTube. And that's completely fine. You know, we all have our own sort of like mindsets. But I think that we can attune the same thing to gambling, really. It's just we have those voices inside of our heads. And some of us choose to listen to certain ones while some of us don't. You know? I mean, some people are just too scared to even start making a YouTube video because they're so worried about what the internet is going to say. You know, and that's never even occurred to me. Like, the kind of person that I am, I just don't like hate. I don't do it. I don't cause problems with people. I don't send negativity towards people. I'm a very positive person. And literally, if somebody says something about me, like if somebody was to sound off in the comment section, insulting me left, right, and center, there's probably a 95% chance that I will laugh my behind off at it. I find them so amusing, some of the sort of like creative things. You know, I would love to do like a roasting series at some point, maybe a stream where the viewers roast me or something, because I love stuff like that. I find it so amusing. And then there's probably a 5% chance that I'll just not be in a good mood that day and I'll just scroll past it. But there is a 0% chance you will ever get a rise from me in that way, or anger me in that way, because I just don't care for it. I genuinely don't. And it frustrates my wife. It frustrates my wife when she's got like a problem with me and she tries to talk to me about it, and I'm just like, okay, fair enough. And she's starting to get frustrated because she thinks I'm not taking it seriously, because I'm joking and I'm having a laugh the whole time. And you know, I mean, she got used to it after a couple of years of being with me, but in the earlier days, she was a little bit concerned. You know, she didn't understand that. She was like, "You're not taking it seriously." I'm like, I am. I'd rather have a laugh while we're talking about any issues we've got rather than causing problems. Okay, there's no quartz over here, so we've clearly been this way. I mean, there's another fortress. I think we go over this way. You know, and that's just the kind of person that I am. I'm very chilled out, I'm very relaxed, and that looks like the gravel staircase that we set up. So I think we go this way. But yeah, I decided to go ahead and do a little bit of gambling to walk a mile in my friend's shoes. I wanted to know how she felt, because I've offered advice to her many times about her gambling. And I'm not the kind of person that's just going to say, well, don't do it. You know, my advice has been, well, leave your debit card at home, or take someone with you and tell them to take money out your bank or something. Or only take the exact amount. I've tried to offer strategies to overcome it. I've not offered judgments on what she's done. Because honestly, she knows that she shouldn't gamble. She knows it's bad. Okay, she knows it's destroying her life. And everyone in her life, her boyfriend, her mother, they all tell her the same thing. She doesn't need that from me. She doesn't need that from another person. You know, if anything, she says she gambles more when she's depressed, and that's going to make her depressed. So I try and be a little bit more supportive. I try to offer her a little bit more support. Let's go and get the axe, because I would really like an efficiency axe. Where's my axe? I know I had one. But I think sometimes to understand what somebody's going through, I am certain we had an axe. Start in my inventory. Pickaxe. Because we had boots as well. Oh yeah, there it is, look. Do I have lapis? No. Lapis. There we go. So yeah, as I was saying, I wanted to walk a mile in my friend's shoes. Now, I can't walk the full distance in my friend's shoes. Bane of arthropods on a shovel. On a sword. I guess we'll go with that. Hey, that's an alright pick. That's an alright shovel. I'm breaking 3. No efficiency. Does this only give us 1 enchant at a time? I mean, we seem to be getting really bad enchants on this. But, yeah, where was I? Yeah, I wanted to walk a mile in my friend's shoes. And I genuinely feel like I have walked at least some distance in her shoes. But I thought I'd make a video about this for a couple of reasons. One, if anybody out there has a friend who is battling gambling addiction. Hang on a minute. Yes, that is in this version. Okay, so if anyone out there has a friend who is battling a gambling addiction, I just wanted to try and offer the advice to not judge them for what they're doing. They probably know what they're doing is wrong, and judging it doesn't help. It really doesn't. Try and offer them support. Gambling is an addiction, and maybe it's not a good thing, but I mean, it can be. I mean, I feel like it's a good thing for me, but I listen to that part of my brain. Some people don't, and you know, we can't control which part of our brains we listen to. You know, I don't listen to a part of my brain about showing my face that Exuma of the Hermitcraft server listens to. You know, and I have no problem with telling you guys my real name. My real name's Kyle. You know, I don't hide that. But Wells does. You know, he listens to that part of his brain that says, maybe I shouldn't put my name on the internet. And sometimes these people, they don't listen to that. You know. I mean, how many of us out there would rather sit and play a game than do homework? I know when I was in school, I never did homework. I never did it. I hated it. I despised it. I had 8 hours of school a day. I didn't want more when I got home. But, so I never listened to that, but then I had my cousin. My cousin, she was very brainy. She loved school. She would always be doing her homework. She tried to organize a routine for me to do mine. It lasted a couple of weeks. You know, and the thing was, I am a intelligent guy. You know, I did take in a lot of the stuff that I learned very easily. You know, stuff that goes into my head usually stays in there, or at least it did when I was younger. Doesn't tend to now. Now it tends to go in one ear and out the other. I guess I've just grew older. But I think that maybe you should try and offer them some support. And on to the second reason I made this video. Right, you may think that I'm calling my friend out, or I'm outing my friend, or maybe I shouldn't do this. It's her personal life, but I'm not naming her, and there are more than a hand. Where the hell is home? I didn't go that far. But the other reason is I'm gonna put some tags in this video about gambling. Try and reach a community of gamblers, and maybe get some feedback on sort of the mile that I've walked. You know, maybe I've got some things wrong. Maybe there's something else to this gambling that I'm just not getting as of yet, that I need to get. And, you know, I don't know them. You know, like I said, I've got a friend who's battling it, and I'm trying to understand it. You know, I would just rather understand what she's going through than sit here helpless, you know. I've tried to offer support. I've tried to offer strategies to combating it. And I feel that I need to understand it a little bit more. Because I can offer generic things that just apply to lots of addiction, like don't do it or put roadblocks between you and the addiction, that kind of stuff. And you know, it's good advice, but you know, for some people it works, but clearly for her, it doesn't seem to be working. I think in the next episode we are gonna get ourselves some chests and some storage. But yeah, so if you've battled gambling addiction, please help me, help my friend, because it is really destroying her life. And she's tried banning herself, but you can't ban yourself from scratch cards, and scratch cards were poison. She's been on the phone to the lottery several times, trying her best to get them to help her, but at last it never seems to help. And you know, maybe she's a lost cause. Maybe she's a lost cause, but I don't want to believe that. I care about my friend. I love her to bits. She's a good friend. And you know, I'm gonna continue. As long as she's gonna try to fight it, I'm gonna help her fight it. I think as a friend, I owe my friend that. Oh yeah, can you? Oh, you can't do it in here. In Java, you can make these floating. You don't actually need a block underneath them. But yeah, so please, if anybody out there, anybody at all, we should probably get this pen sorted out as well, can help me help my friend, then please, please offer me some support, offer me some advice, because I don't know what to do next with her. I really, really don't. I've offered what I can think of, and you know, I think I've walked a mile in her shoes. She's walked many, many more miles, and I've only seen a couple of trees while walking on my mile. She's walked many more miles. She's seen rivers and lakes and all sorts on her path, whereas I haven't. I'm not trying to say that I know what she's going through in the slightest, because I've done it for you know, about a week now. I've been sort of gambling away, you know, and I get that, you know. I mean, I've realized it's fun, it is enjoyable. I've really enjoyed it, so much so that I think I'm going to take it up as a hobby. I think I can afford to put £5 a week into some gambling, you know. But I take up a lot of hobbies and then I get bored after a couple of weeks, so it'll probably only last a month or so, but it's something I'll enjoy for a month. So I can definitely see that it's fun, right? I've not won big, but I've won more gambling online than I have in scratch cards this year. This year I've won £5 in scratch cards, and I've spent about £10 in scratch cards. So I'm down about £5 on scratch cards this year. And but online I spent a £5 and I walked away with 30. I left £10 in my pot, so I'm in profit by £15. I got my £5 back I put in and I made £15. And then I still got 10, which I don't count towards my money because it's not really mine yet. Because it's there to gamble, so it's not like I have that. But I ain't gonna miss that. It's free money anyways, free money, best kind of money. Gambling with somebody else's money. But yeah. So if anyone can offer me some advice that I can better help her with, then please let me know. I really do want to help her as best I can. But I think that's going to wrap up this video. We are 33 minutes in nearly. And I've rabbited on. I think in the next episode we're going to start building a house. Somewhere to actually move our storage to. I want to check something. Oh yeah, because we can put chests, so... Yeah, we can put chests next to each other. Okay. I wanted to just check that out. Okay. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So if you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it, so please do leave that like. And also do me an extra favour. Go and ask your family members if any of them's battled gambling and see if you can offer me any advice. It would really help out. And as always, leave a like, click subscribe if you want to see more from me. I'm KC. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.